Good morning, students watching. My name is Miss Falcon, and I'll be your language teacher for this year. Today, we're going to need not very many things, but we're going to need this book. It's called Language A, and we're going to be using this book for different things. We're going to work in it, we're going to start writing in it, and this is what we're going to be learning about. It says God's gift of language. So we know that it's God's gift, but what does language do, basically? Well, language, it says up here, language is a God-given ability. So God gives us this ability to communicate. We're not going to be learning different languages, but we're going to be learning how to use language. So language is a God-given ability to communicate. We're going to be learning how to communicate and sometimes using nouns and verbs and prepositions and predicates and subjects. We're going to learn all these different things in language. Now at this time, at the beginning of language, we're going to always have oral sentences. And oral sentences is sentences that you hear and then you repeat the sentence. So you're going to hear the sentence first that I say, and I'm going to dictate the sentence, and then you're going to say it. You're not going to write it. So the first sentence will be, God gave us a gift of language. Let's say it, class.
God gave us a gift of language.
Okay, now that we've said that word, we're going to move on. Who sat on the toy?
Who sat on the toy?
He was laying there a minute ago.
He was laying there a minute ago.
Tom just drove the car into the fence.
Tom just drove the car into the fence.
Who was sitting there?
Who was sitting there?
Have you learned about the predicates?
Have you learned about the predicates?
Alright, we haven't learned about predicates yet, but we will. But today, we're going to look at our language. We're going to open it. We're going to always want a paper to be in there, ready for when we do some stuff. We're going to open it to our contents here. The students watching, your on-site teacher will give you the book. That's your contents. If you don't have the book, you could go ahead and go back, pause it, and look at the contents. But we're going to read there. We're going to see recognizing and writing good sentences. So that's about good sentences. And then we're going to punctuate, learning to capitalize, and then writing letters. So you're writing letters to send it to somebody. Then we're going to learn about writing about stuff, and then the writing process, grammar, discovering, ordering language. That's what we're going to be learning. That is part 2. And it's going to be grammar. We're going to learn about the verbs. And then we're going to learn about nouns. But we're not going to take that long to learn about nouns and verbs. Because if you saw behind me, if you like to be sneaky peek and start looking at surprises. But if you saw behind me, we know what a sentence is, alright? I'm going to read it first, and you can go ahead and write this down, students watching. But a sentence is a group of words which make a complete thought. Let's say this together, class.
A sentence is a group of words which make a complete thought.
Alright, so today we're going to be learning about the sentence. But what's in the sentence? Well, a subject is in the sentence. Well, the subject is what the sentence is about. So let's say it.
A subject is what the sentence is about.
So the sentence is a group of words that make a complete thought. So I am here. Who's I? I is the subject. And the sentence is I am here. But the verb, it shows action. So what would be the action in there? I am. Am would be the action because it's being. So we don't have the whole chart of it, but we will have it tomorrow. And the verb is the word that shows action. So it shows what the subject is doing. So let's say what the verb does.
A verb shows action.
Alright. So let's say them all three.
A sentence is a group of words which make a complete thought. A subject is what the sentence is about. A verb shows action.
Alright, we want to have some action in there when we say it also. Well, today we're going to open up our book to page 1. It's the history of language, and we got some more there. We got part 3 and part 4. You can look at those contents later. But it's the history of language. And I would like you in your spare time later to read that. And then how forcible are right words. That comes from Job 6:25. Well, today we're going to learn about this. First, we have this good sentence, and it says, Seth and Ethan were to swim at the beach this summer. So, Seth and Ethan are the two subjects. And I forgot to tell you this, but we have multiple subjects. We have 10 subjects in one sentence, and multiple verbs. We have multiple verbs and subjects and multiple sentences by adding a comma instead of writing different sentences. So, Seth and Ethan were to swim at the beach this summer. Seth and Ethan learned. That's not Seth and Ethan are my subjects. The verb is learned. So there I want you to underline Seth and Ethan once and learned twice. So you go ahead and do that now. Alright, the next one is James caught the biggest fish he had ever seen. What is the sentence about? Well, the subject is James. It's only one person this time. And what did he do? He caught. That's our verb. He caught the biggest fish that he saw. And then our third, I want you to underline James once and then caught twice. That will separate our subject and verb. And then the third one is Maya enjoyed watching the dandelion seeds fly away. Have you ever heard of if you blow all the dandelion seeds in one blow, you can wish and you'll get that? Well, that's not true. Well, she blew it. So who is this she? Well, it's Maya, and Maya is the subject. Underline that once. And what did she enjoy? She enjoyed watching. And so watching is our verb. Enjoyed is something else that we will soon learn about. And then, now you're going to learn to write a sentence. Remember the sentence is a group of words that make a complete thought. Well, you see the two little boys and they're having fun playing with their little boat. Well, you go ahead and make some names for them to make the subject of our sentence. We always need that. And then make something that they do. So it could be the verb of this sentence. But don't just do, this is an example. John and Maddie had fun. That is a sentence, but what were they doing? Why were they having fun? What were they doing that made them have fun? So you go ahead and write that right now and see what they were having fun doing. On the picture, you can see they're two little boys. What are they doing? Well, they're pushing a boat with a little stick. Are they having fun doing that? Yep, I think they are. So it says, this is my sentence. John and Maddie had fun watch their boat sail by. So their boat, maybe they let it go and it went around the whole pond and then it came back. So their boat sailed by them, right by them. So maybe they had fun doing that, pushing boats away. And then the next place we're going is, there's this whole thing where you have to unscramble these words because it says Pat forgot his to trunk. Is that a sentence? Well, if you say it really fast, it might sound a sentence. That doesn't clearly tell you what this is about, what you're doing, what is he doing. You don't even know what the subject is, what the verb is. What is this? Well, you're going to have to unscramble that. And then you see 2. Wanted Pi to go to school. What does that mean? Well, unscramble it and see what it means. I'm going to go ahead and do those 4. Right now, we're going to go ahead and do those 4. If you want, you can look up at the board and see what that is. See what a verb is, of what a subject is, and see if you're in order. Alright, so and now we're going to hear some kids in this lesson say some answers. So for number 1, we did 1, 2, 3. For number 4, that sentence. What was your sentence, Jonathan, for the one where those 2 kids are pushing the boat? Jonathan, what's your sentence?
James and Luke went to the lake and pushed the boat.
Alright, that's a very good sentence. It has a verb, it has a subject, it has 2 subjects, and they pushed their boat. They pushed their boat with a stick. In this picture, they pushed their boat with this little stick. Now we're going to hear a little from Maddie in Thing B, section number 1. Maddie, he forgot to pack his trunk. He forgot to pack his trunk. That is a sensible sentence. It has our subject, our verb, and it is a sentence. It makes complete thought. Number 2. George, he wanted to go to high school. Have you ever heard the joke where, why did the little kid bring a ladder to school? Because he wanted to go to high school. So it's high up, so he wants to go to it. Okay, so number 3. What is number 3? It's a long one, but Kenny, do you know what it is? He knew his parents would make him return it. All right, that's right. He knew his parents would make him return it. And then the last one, number 4. It is a little short, but what is your sentence? Katie, I really have a lot of problems. Now, you don't have that there, but it has the jokes here in the answer key, so you can go to your mom and say, Mom or Dad, could you read me the jokes so I can answer them, and you can go ahead and have fun doing that? Maybe trick your father and mother and saying the wrong answer. Alright, we're going to close up our language books now. Put it down. Alright, then we're going to say these again. So I'll say this one first. Language is a God-given ability to communicate. Let's say it.
Language is a God-given ability to communicate.
What is a sentence?
A sentence is a group of words which make a complete thought.
What's a subject?
A subject is what the sentence is about.
Let's say that one again.
A subject is what the sentence is about.
Or what's a verb?
A verb shows action.
What is the verb really? Well, the verb shows action. And what does it do? Well, it shows action. It shows what the subject is doing. So let's say these again.
Language is what God-given ability to communicate. A sentence is a group of words which make a complete thought. A subject tells what the sentence is about. A verb shows action.
Students watching today, if you haven't finished Think B or Think A, go back and do that now as we say goodbye to you. We'll see you in our next lesson.